Hi guys, this video highlights the new features of our updated TrackerMP indicator for NinjaTrader 8, and then looks at how you might use it to improve your trading. TrackerMP is our market profile indicator. It is one of the four main indicators in the Tracker suite of indicators. These indicators reflect our day trading edge, which is based on the following premise. Excellent trade opportunities regularly present themselves at key price, volume, and profile references that can be seen on intraday and higher timeframe charts. Each indicator focuses on tracking a different subset of references. I want to piggyback my day trades onto the larger traders that tend to hold trades for hours to days, as opposed to scalpers that hold for only seconds up to a few minutes. Later in the video, I show examples of my trading edge in action. As the name suggests, TrackerMP tracks market profile references. It is helpful on the intraday time frame to look for opportunities at things like poor highs and lows, ledges, spikes, edges of single prints, and the breaking of one-time framing. These profile anomalies are typically the footprints left behind by the short-term intraday trader. The common expectation is for price to come back soon to repair each anomaly and potentially offer a short-term trade opportunity. Perhaps more importantly, the market profile is helpful to observe the footprints of and opportunities for the larger mid-timeframe traders. Here, we are typically looking at the profiles formed over a few days up to a few weeks, but it can occur intraday as well. The term cognitive dissonance applies. It means holding two opposing ideas at the same time. The market profile is excellent for observing short-term traders overextend the short-term inventory right into these mid-term traders that then strongly reverse the market. Now let's get back to the indicator design. TrackerMP starts out as a standard market profile indicator which uses a 30-minute chart with an RTH session template. Color is used to differentiate the value area and TPOC. Price labels mark the open, close, mid, and TPOC. The presentation is clean and simple and is modeled after the work of Jim Dalton, who is the market profile guru. His books, his courses, and his list of signature trades all use the simple market profile. Yes, admittedly, there are many flashy overlays other indicators let you add. But here's the rub. It's mostly a marketing gimmick. Don't fall for it. Dalton is the authority on Dalton, so don't take my word for it. Instead, listen closely to what he himself says he uses, and look at what he manually draws on the charts. TrackerMP focuses on what's important. Don't waste the majority of your chart real estate by bedazzling it with stuff not relevant to trading. Show only what you directly require to make trade decisions. Reduce redundancies. Keep it simple so you can stay focused and be consistent in your trading. Indicator development started with four basic must-have requirements. The indicator has to be fast, stable, accurate, and convenient. TrackerMP updates on price change, has an optional additional update throttle, dynamically resizes memory allocation, and uses graphic rendering, all as four ways to optimize the computing resources for speed and stability. To be accurate, the value area is calculated using the algorithm presented in Jim Dalton's book. To be convenient, the added toolbar lets you instantly change the chart appearance right from the chart with a couple mouse clicks. Similarly, a fan favorite is how easily you can zoom in and out of the chart using your mouse to rescale the y-axis. Two major unique features of TrackerMP are the reference tracking and SmartAnalysis features. Profile indicators typically do not track the key references. That is left for you to do. It takes a lot of manual effort and time, so most traders simply don't do it. It is also prone to human error. As a result, failure to recognize a trade is such a common cause of missed trade opportunities. TrackerMP automatically does the tracking for you, tracking and plotting each reference until it is traded through. Unique to TrackerMP is that the references are tracked indefinitely. Generally, if you load only 10 days of data on a chart, nothing exists before then. Not so with TrackerMP. It starts tracking references from the day you first loaded the indicator and keeps tracking those references until traded through. So 100 days after you first loaded TrackerMP, you are still tracking any fresh references dating back 100 days, even if you only have 10 days of data loaded on your chart. TrackerMP shows you in advance key references that other traders forgot about long ago, creating an edge of being better informed. I especially like open gaps, so TrackerMP also highlights the open gaps on your chart, be they gaps on close or gaps on range, fully open or partially closed. SmartAnalysis is the second major unique feature. These days, we all have smartphones, smart cars, smart homes, etc. So why not have smart indicators? Why stop at charts and indicators that are single purpose and just do the bare minimum? I want my indicators to lighten my workload. I want them to automatically track, calculate, plot, analyze, alert, and remind. Enter SmartAnalysis. It provides analysis comments on your past profiles, plus real-time analysis for the session profile in progress. I will discuss these two unique features in more detail in just a bit. Let's run through the menus to look at each of the indicator features. The menus allow adjusting chart settings on the fly without interrupting your trading. Things like colors, opacities, and font sizes are adjusted using the indicator interface window because you will likely set them once and not change them again. In contrast, the menus are intended more for those times when your charts get cluttered or you want to check something briefly, so need a quick way to toggle a feature on and off. The toolbar menu contains 5 submenus. The Features submenu controls a price line, expanded profile for the current session, profile labels, SmartAnalysis for previous and ongoing sessions, marking open gaps on close and gaps on range, showing 3 different types of session range estimators, adding labels to identify the day of the week, and allowing incorporation of TrackerVP information into TrackerMP. The Show Fresh submenu controls the types of price references plotted. By fresh, we mean that price has not yet returned to trade through that price since the reference was made. The options are to show all, high-lows, TPOCs, VPOCs, single prints, value area highs and lows, previous day's closes, and mids. For mids, this is the 50% or half-bag value of only those sessions that had a wide range, per how you define wide range in the settings. The Key Ref Format submenu controls information shown in the label corresponding to each fresh price reference. The format options are to show reference type, date, and price. The Ticks per Level submenu lets you control how many ticks are represented by each TPO, the default being 1 tick per TPO level. You can adjust this value using a preset value or by adjusting by preset amounts. Note that price labels, expanded profile, and SmartAnalysis always use 1 tick per level, and that additional TPOs will be added at highs and lows if needed. This was done so that you do not lose or alter the profile characteristics when using this feature. Lastly, the TPO font size submenu lets you make adjustments to a preset value by changing preset amounts or by using the scalable feature. The scalable feature lets you zoom the chart in and out in the same way you would stretch the chart's y-axis. I think TrackerMP is the only indicator that lets you adjust the ticks per level in TPO font size with a mouse click right from the chart. For the SmartAnalysis commentary, comments for previous profiles are plotted at the bottom of each profile, while the real-time comments are plotted mid-screen on the far right-hand side. In addition, the maximum and minimum prices encountered since TrackerMP was first loaded on the chart are tracked and plotted as shown here. Poor highs are also plotted at the tops of profiles. For the real-time comments, the top row indicates if the data are historical or real-time, and the number of updates since the Ninja script was last loaded during the current session. One time framing is tracked on both the 30-minute and daily time frames. The type, direction, and remaining size of open gaps is also tracked in the real-time SmartAnalysis comments. In the Ninja script output window, a log is created showing the comment and corresponding time and price. You can add an optional audible alert using the sound file of your choosing that will play each time there is a real-time comment posted to the Ninja script output window. The user manual describes the SmartAnalysis checking that is completed, plus how the definitions for each can be adjusted to suit your preference, the instrument traded, and the overall market conditions. If you have TrackerVP, TrackerMP can incorporate the prior session's VPOC and value area into the plotting and tracking routines. Checking the consistency between market profile and volume profile references can help you with certain aspects of trading. By pulling information from TrackerVP, this means there's no duplication of effort and no need for tick-by-tick calculations with TrackerMP. Now let's look at examples of how you might use TrackerMP in your trading. All examples are for the ES E-mini futures contract. First, Dalton says, don't let your long-term bias affect your short-term trading. As I touched on earlier, I would also add to not let your mid-term bias affect your short-term trading because multiple time frames can be in play. Take Tuesday, June 29th, for example. The all-time high is a poor high made with low summer trading volume on June 28th. The 29th opened with a gap on range higher and proceeded higher. I am sure trading rooms were all saying, get long and stay long. I was visiting one room, and that's what they were saying. There was a poor low, a poor high. The market closed near the high on a late day rally, but the wide teapot did not move upwards. See my comment regarding weak structure. That suggests let the market overextend itself to the upside, lose steam, and then look for an entry short as the market comes back to correct its excessive long inventory. The market came back down to retest the Monday open and previous week high, then closed at the session's open. That's a whole lot of price action for going nowhere. The example shows using market profile to identify weak structure and then think get short on the rally. The example also shows how price reversed back up at the confluence of two key references. For the second trade example, here you can see a 7-day trading range formed June 4th to 14th, followed by a breakout to new all-time highs. This is not the trade, though obviously short-term traders have been steadily pushing the market higher and the inventory has gotten overextended to the long side. Note the close near the high, but again, just like in the last example, the TPOC did not migrate higher. The next day, the 15th, opened near the highs, failed by one tick to get the prior high, and then sold off back to test near the middle of the multi-day balance area, and closed near the balance area highs. Larger traders would have been fully aware of the overextended long inventory and been getting short or gotten short after the failure at the highs. On the 16th, traders should have been thinking, we need to hold the top of the balance area, else we could test its bottom because the middle has already been tested. The 16th did proceed to the bottom and indeed went lower on the 17th, bottoming on the 18th. But let's focus on the low of the 16th. The gap on close and gap on range highlight an area of no trade, and price may reverse within the origin of this impulse up. Price did indeed reverse higher for almost 40 points, up within a tick of the previous day low at 42.28 If you had Tracker DWM, then you would have also seen the confluence at the low with the May close. That's not your 4-tick scalper reversing the market strongly like that. See here too how the market reversed just a couple days prior for a 50-point run from the May open. This example shows how market profile and key references can be combined to identify excellent trade opportunities. Market context, higher time frames, and confluence all matter. Note also how the June 8th low was also tested and held on the way back up, possibly giving you a later entry. If you are familiar with Dalton's work, then you know how he considers the to-the-tick precision of price reversals to be indicative of the weakest-handed traders, so suggestive of short-lived, low-confidence trading, with those anomalies likely to be revisited and traded through to repair them. I both agree and disagree with him. Look at the last example. Are you really prepared to sit out 40 or 50-point swings because your bias says the price action is too weak? Many, if not most, retail day traders aren't even aware of the references where price is reversing so precisely, so I don't know how you can attribute control of the market to them. Our third trade example is another gap example from January 27th, this time retesting the partial fill of an open gap on close that left behind a poor low as indicated on the chart. Again, a few days had elapsed to allow sufficient time for most day traders to forget about this potential opportunity. A reversal for 20 points resulted. The May 5th example shows a gap on range down that partially filled the next day. Early in this session, price tested exactly and sold off from the TPOC halfback confluence, then did so again from the VPOC, both being about 30-point swings. Using Tracker DWM, it is apparent that these sell-offs from daily market profile references had confluence with the previous month close for April and the previous week's open, both of which are obtained from the weekly and monthly charts. Again, very precise, but the multiple timeframe confluences suggest to me that these are not your weakest-handed traders at work here, so very worthy of your attention. Here's January 25th, showing reversal on a gap fill, and why TrackerMP marks gaps so prominently. May 11th is another example of reversing from halfback, but this time the halfback reference went all the way back to April 9th, a whole month earlier. March 10th is another example of reversing at the VPOC, noting how the initial balance low was a first test just above, followed by a lower low, to establish the low of the day and then reverse higher. This example shows how references can be overshot but still respected, and is likely more indicative of very short-term trading. There is a higher probability statistic known to some day traders for the IB, so the lower low was likely to fulfill this statistic while doing a stop hunt on early longs. December 16th is another short-term trading example, this time using the expanded profile to spot the first break of one time framing up as an opportunity to buy low in an uptrend after a 2-tick stop hunt of the C period low to shake out a few weak longs. The real-time SmartAnalysis has audible and visual alerts in case a trader was slow to spot this opportunity. June 21st is our last example. It is less obvious. TrackerMP's clean design lets you see a month's worth of daily profiles. Here, the June 8th low sticks out to me as the low of this multi-day trading range. Yes, there are 4 sessions that traded lower, but look at where the TPOC, VPOC, and close are on the first 3 days. All above the low. Also noteworthy was how the developing VPOC was just 1 tick above before a late shift higher on the close. On the 22nd, the overnight Globex low also held the low to the tick. So this 2-tick stop hunt, precisely at this low, was your opportunity to get long for what was a 40-point run up. Alright, that about wraps things up. I invite you to come give TrackerMP a try. Our subscription pricing just adds pennies to your trading cost, and we have a cancel anytime policy. So what's holding you back from being a better trader? If you have found this video helpful, please support this channel. Hit the like and subscribe buttons, leave us a comment below, and tell your fellow traders. Until next time, greed trades everybody.